Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, so I am just going to do a quick check to make sure that this is actually working how it's supposed to. Guys, this is officially my first live stream, and we're just going to make it work. We're going to make it pop. We're going to see what it's giving, um, and kind of just go from there. Let me pull it up here on YouTube on my tablet, and then we can kind of get into the video. Um, so today, let's see, answered by Malik. There we go. Ooh, it says I'm live.
There we go. Ooh, it says I'm live.
Okay.
There we go. Ooh, it says I'm live.
All right. So, for like a man who just learned how to use the internet for the first time, so this is my first live stream. So I just want to take the time and say thank you for tuning in, whether that be like live or that be sometime in the future. I guess what this video is about is basically just like one big actually pause. My name is Malik. It's a pleasure to have you here. This channel, Answer by Malik, is basically a channel that just talks about personal development, talks about life lessons, talks about business, and just kind of brings you on the journey of the things that I get to experience on a daily, monthly, yearly basis. And the goal for this series, or the goal for just the channel moving forward into 2024, is to be better at communicating via um, this format, I guess, being on video, be a better communicator when it comes to just feeling more comfortable in my skin, feeling more comfortable just like expressing myself, but then also kind of sharing things that I feel like have allowed me to kind of like progress with my journey. Um, and speaking of like 2023, I think before we can kind of go into the what 2024 is going to look like, and like what the plan is, and like how everything's going to like kind of move, or how at least how I'm planning to show up. I kind of just want to do a nice little recap on like what 2023 is. So like I said, I'm challenging myself. I'm challenging myself to record and document my personal journey in 2024. And I thought it might be a really cool idea to bring you guys along. And so that's kind of like why I'm just jumping out here. And one of the things that I've kind of recognized about myself is that like I've been wanting to do this for years. Like I've been wanting to jump on YouTube. I've been wanting to like be a content creator. I've been wanting to like, like share advice and like little tidbits of like things that I've learned that I feel like have like allowed me to become a better person. And I think one of the biggest blockers that I've been having like in like getting started on this journey is like literally just like thinking like, oh, like things aren't like perfect, right? Like my background doesn't look exactly how I imagine it to look like in my brain for like me recording. It's not perfect. There's not like, a perfect aesthetic. It's a little cluttered, and like my books are a little unorganized, and like I'm highlighting those things because those are like real factors that have like contributed to me like not showing up for something that I really, really, really want to do. And I think 2023 has been like the year of me kind of being able to be like, okay, well, like things aren't perfect, but like we're gonna move forward, right? And now that I kind of have that momentum, I want to just take that and move into 2024. And my promise and commitment to you guys is that the content that I do put out is going to be better, and it's going to get better and better and better over time. But like at first it's gonna be a little rough, At first it's gonna be raw. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say, random things. Are gonna be awkward pauses. And that's just gonna be what it is. But I'm still gonna move forward, and I'm still gonna record the content. And my hope is that there's something across the channel, something across these talks that hopefully resonates with someone else out there. I feel like I've been on a bunch of different journeys this year. 2023, like I said, was like so many things to me. It was a year of adventure. It was a year of love. It was a year of heartbreak. It was a year of growth, both personally and like professionally. It was the year that I had launched my first rental car business, an electric vehicle rental car business at that. It was the year that I pivoted in my software company and like went from just serving like nonprofit organizations and research institutions to actually doubling down and like committing into like moving into government contracting. This is the first year of me like ever like being in a business incubator program and like being surrounded by like other entrepreneurs and like being surrounded by other people that are also growing their businesses and like growing their outreach and growing their impact and you know watching leaders kind of come together and like strategically like uh build like networks and community and yeah, like that was like 2023 has been dope. It's been the first year of me like building like partnerships in business and not like just like doing everything like on my own. And it's also been like the first time that I've had a business colleague, a business partner like try to try to rob me, right? Um, this has been like a lot this year. It was my first year being able to experience like going to Europe and like staying there for like more than a few days. I stayed there for 10 weeks. 10 weeks in Europe was like I couldn't even imagine. Like I'm still like in awe and it's been months, but like 2023 has been so many things. It was a year of me seeing Beyonce, me seeing Mariah Carey, Lizzo, The Weeknd, and then like countless other like concerts. Um, it was the year that I like established not even I shouldn't say established, but like this is my year of like hiring my first employee and like being able to go through that journey and like feel empowered and again, not feel like I have to do like everything by myself as like as a business owner, as a young entrepreneur. Um, and it's really, 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 really nice. And I'm saying all of that to say that like this video's not gonna be for everyone, but the people that do resonate with any of like the content that I'm gonna be making. I really, really hope that like you feel or at least get to experience like how it feels to like recognize your growth over a extended period of time. There's blockers in like getting started and blockers and like and these were all like a lot of these were like mental blockers like again right not putting myself out there, not marketing myself, not showing up for my business because things aren't perfect or because I don't know. Like there are so many people who do know, there's so many people who are more than willing, there's so many these people have already written books, these people have already started communities, these people have already like started programs and incubators and like all of this stuff exists and it's just like I'm sitting down in my own world, you know, twiddling my thumbs, trying to figure everything out by myself. And it's just like the truth is I don't have to. The truth is like in 2023, one of the biggest lessons was learning how to delegate. And it's not just delegating like workloads, it's like delegating like responsibilities for things that like, don't necessarily like I'm not an expert in everything, you know? Um and like accept that. Be humble enough to accept that you're not an expert in everything and you don't have to be. You don't have to be an expert in order to be profitable. You don't have to be an expert in order for you to grow and develop. You don't have to be an expert in order for you don't have to be the best at what you do in order for you to hit and in order for you to level up, you know? How do you get to the best? That is what I'm on the journey on. I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the a version of myself that can that's healthy and wealthy and surrounded by people that I love and surrounded by friendships and like have like global like connections with people that I get to see while I'm traveling, or I get to jump on Zoom calls with just to catch up. And like, I want to live my best life. And like, I think that I allowed myself for some time. And when I say time, I say for years, to kind of imagine, like, compare myself to like what other people's like best lives look like. And like, I feel like that was like, not only was it like unfair to me, it's just like, it's limiting. It's like, how can you compare yourself to somebody who's like never stepped foot in your experience? And how do you compare yourself to somebody when it's like, you don't know what those people have gone through, and the sacrifices that they've made, and the changes that they've had to endure, and the heartbreak that they had to suffer, and the lessons that they've had to learn in order for them to be who they are and to be operating out of their greatness. And it's like, you can spend the time to sit down and research and try to understand like what has made them great, or you can just jump in and on your journey and on your path and like identify what makes you great and get better at that. And I feel like 2023 has really been like one of those years where I've been able to actually have the time and the space to be able to see that for myself. And I feel like that has been nothing but eye opening. And it's made me want to speak up. It's made me want to communicate um to other people. Maybe, you know, maybe there'll be something that I say one day at one point in time that connects, that makes you feel the essence, or something that inspires or sparks something inside of you that allows you to have that same realization, because I think it's powerful. I think it's I think it's life changing. I think it brings a level of clarity into your life, that the things that you do and the things that you think about and the things that you and the decisions that you make, like, they matter. And I think that, like, when you're looking at other people, or you're looking at other scenarios, and you're looking at other listening to other people's advice, it's like you can resonate with it based off of their life experience, but like, you never really actually know until you experience it for yourself. And it's like, what do you look like when you're enlightened? What do you look like when you're empowered? What do you look like when you're inspired? And like, what are you able to give to the world? Or like, what are you able to give to yourself when you're operating out of that empowered, inspired space on a regular basis? And I feel like I am on a journey right now to like discover like what that is. And I feel like I've been kind of shy about expressing it because I don't know how to word it, or I don't have the marketing background to figure out how to brand it, or like, and it's like, the reality is that like, I'm just gonna go on the journey, and it's going to be figured out. It's going to be figured out through whatever means or whatever methods like it needs to be figured out. The content that I'm recording even today, it's going to get better. It's going to get better because I'm going to be more experienced. I'm going to be more thoughtful about it. I'm going to be more inspired. I'm going to be more creative with it. And I feel like that's the type of space that I want to live in. I want to live in that creative space. And I don't want to just listen to a bunch of videos, or go through TikToks, or go through like reading a bunch of forums, or reading a bunch of books, and just like dissecting a bunch of people's amazing ideas, and not be able to incorporate and do it, and be inspired to like live it in my own life. Like, I do not want that anymore. And I feel like I'm finally at a space now where I feel comfortable saying, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I know that everything that I'm looking for exists. I know that the connections that I want exist. I know that the family that I want to build exists. I know that the friendships and the love that I long for like exist. I know that the creativity and the inspiration in my work, I know it exists. I've gotten to have like hits of it. I've gotten to have like pieces of it in different aspects of my life, and like, I don't believe that that feeling is fleeting. I don't believe that it's fleeting. I feel like in those spaces I was distracted in trying to figure out like what I need to do in order to look good, or what I need to do in order to be perceived a certain way, or what I needed to do in order to, and it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, I know it doesn't matter, but it all matters. It all matters because even if other people aren't digesting it or other people aren't interacting with it with how you intended on it happening, like it matters to me. It matters to me how I show up now. It matters to me how I feel. It matters to me like what my life experience looks like. You know, I'm 28 years old. And realistically, let's just say I think life expectancy is what, 85, 90, 60 summers. I'm almost through 30 of them. I have 60 more summers. And I do not want to spend those 60 summers just processing and thinking about what has worked for other people and what has inspired other people and what has I want to know what that looks like for me. Like what inspires me? What makes me most creative? What makes me want to invest in something? What makes me want to learn something? What makes me want to be something? And I know that innately there's that my underlying belief is that like everything that you do is important and it contributes to something greater than and something bigger than yourself. I cold heartedly believe that. But what if you knew what you were supporting? And what if you consciously invested in the things that you believed in to support? How inspired would you be? How connected would you be? How focused would you be? And I want to be able to answer that question. I want to be able to look back and say, I went from not knowing what the hell I wanted. I went from not being in the best shape. I went from not having, you know, like all of my like let's say desires, right? Not having all of my desires like fully fleshed out. But what happens if I just tapped in to being inspired and moving forward on that inspiration and committing to it? What happens if I commit to a fitness journey? What happens if I commit to being on not a diet but like on a lifestyle that serves me? What happens? And these are things that I've been thinking about in small hits, but I feel like my day-to-day work and my day-to-day business and my day-to-day, like world is just like allowed me to get distracted enough for me not to think about it to a point where I'm making massive commitments. I can distract myself with this TikTok video. I can distract myself with this with going drinking with my friends, or I can distract myself by like going on this trip. And it's just like, why am I trying to distract myself? Am I trying to distract myself from the fact that I'm bored? Am I trying to distract the fact that I have dreams and inspirations and business ideas that live inside of me, and I don't have all the tools and know all of the know-how in order to bring those things to life? Am I distracting myself from that? Is that what I'm being distracted from? Am I allowing myself to live in a capacity where that is like, no, I don't want to live like that. I do not want to look back from my life 60 years from now, 60 summers from now, and regret not acting out on ideas, regret not putting people in place in order to bring those ideas to life. I don't have to build everything by myself. I don't have to build anything by myself. Hire the team, hire the person, speak to the who can I call in order to get this off the ground? Who can I connect with in order for this idea to get more fleshed out? Who can I be? Who do I need to be in order to be able to even sustain like whatever idea or inspiration that I have? And I want to be able to answer that. And I want to be able to answer that with conviction. I want to be able to answer that with confidence. I want to be able to answer that without hesitating or having to feel like I have to build walls or build a perception of like who I am. Like I just want to be. I want to be inspired. and I want to act on that inspiration. And this video is a reflection of that. I no longer care about how I'm going to be perceived when it comes to me following the things that I believe in or following my curiosity. I may not know where this thing ends. I may not know where it goes. I have no idea. But what I do know is that I will be fulfilled knowing that I had that feeling or had that idea build up within me and I took action on it in order to put it into reality. I'm going to feel fulfilled by that. And in 2024, I want to go and record the journey not only as a means to be able to expand the network and be able to connect with people who are like-minded and to be able to, have people that also like help like build accountability when it comes to these same commitments, but just to build the consistency and like doing something that I said that I was going to do. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like that's what I want. I want to prove to myself that I'm capable of all of the ideas and all of the dreams. I know it. I've like I've lived it. But I want to do it consistently. And I want to know what my life looks like. I want to know how different my life looks doing it consistently. And I'm looking at this live stream that I'm doing right now. First live stream ever. I have 0 viewers. I have 0 thumbs up. And all of that is okay. What does this look like if I was doing this live stream over the course of the next year? Is it still 0 people? Is it still 0, you know? And with all that, who do I become as a person who's committed to consistently doing these live streams, to consistently showing up on this platform, to consistently sharing the messages and the feelings and the ideas and the journey that I'm on in all of these different areas? I'm curious to meet him. I'm curious to experience him. I'm curious to embody that. And this is the beginning of it. This is the beginning of what that looks like. And we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna up the ambiance for the camera, okay? But I just feel like I needed to hear, and I needed to commit. Because if I don't, what am I doing? I'm gonna go to the gym. Thank you for watching. And I'm gonna say thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your feedback. And I'm really excited about what 2024 will bring. All right, we're out.